All right, y'all. Good evening. Good evening. I am so excited to be back in the classroom again. Have y'all missed me? I have missed these master classes, but I am so excited that I'm bringing them back. Bringing them back, y'all. So we can get excited about that. So I'm gonna let folks come on in here. I am streaming live to my Facebook group, which you'll get more information about that as well. But I'm excited that y'all are here. Those of you who are watching, drop in the chat. Tell me where you are watching from. If you are catching the replay, let me know that as well. But I'm excited for y'all to be here. So I hope y'all ready to get into this because Black Friday is coming up. I know some of you are looking to launch a coaching program, looking to launch something, a product or service, and I definitely want you to be able to launch it great. Like, I don't want you launching the crickets like my reel today. We do not want that. We definitely want you launching to an audience. I definitely need you launching to an audience. Okay, so we are going to talk about today several things as it relates to online events. But I really want you to get into the mindset of I don't have to do a whole lot of work with my launch if I am incorporating an online event because some things you're going to put in together, some things you're going to mesh together. So let's get into it. I hope you all got your emails. I hope you have your workbooks and everything so that we can just get into the training and get started. So let me share my screen. Let's see. Y'all, when I say I got like 50 million tabs open, like this just don't be making no sense. I said I'm gonna do better. And I'm gonna try to do better. But until then, y'all gonna get these 17 tabs that I got open. Um, so let's get into it. So tonight, again, we're going to be talking about launching with online events. And it's not a new concept. It's not something that just came up. It's been around. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into this whole thing with launching with online events. So if you have considered hosting an online event to launch a product, a service, or whatever, but you're not sure where to start, you want to enhance the whole product launch experience for your clients and your attendees, but you don't know how. And you also are considering a cost effective way to launch your product or service while growing your brand and your current audience. And let's talk about growing our pocketbooks while we at it. Okay, let's talk about growing our pocketbooks. Now, you stay until the end. I may have something for you, okay? Because y'all know I like to give a few little freebies away. But you got to stay to the end in order to get it. So who am I? Who am I to be talking to you about online events? For those of you who do not know me, I am Lakeisha Mosley. I am the mom of 2 adult children. I am sassy to my handsome grandson, Kavion. I am a content creator for the LM blog. Now I have pivoted to online event coach and course creator. And my alter ego is Nene Leaks. So those of you who know me know that I'm sassy just like that. But I love to have fun. And so one of the things that I do is I help brands build their awareness, create communities around their brands and their events, and monetize their genius with online event experiences. And so if those are 3 things that you want to do in your business, that is what my company does or did as it related to online events. Now we're moving in a different realm, but we'll talk about that a little later. And also a little bit more about me. I'm an experienced depressive. I have persistent depressive disorder, which means that I am depressed sometimes and don't even know it. But now, what I'm doing with that is I am creating a safe space for those of us who struggle with mental illness, um, for us to talk about it. I want to remove the stigma that's associated with it, share resources, tips, strategies to help us be able to navigate this thing called life and business and all these other hats and roles that we play. You've probably seen me on any of these magazines or public publications. I have been featured in bloggers several times. So your girl been out here in these internet streets. Okay, she been around for a little bit. So let's get into what we come here today to talk about. And that is that online events are a great way to launch your product or service. I mean, when I think about all the things that go into a product launch, just the marketing phase of it, an online event can take so much of that off your plate, or let's just say it's inclusive in that whole strategy. It gives you an opportunity to make a very powerful first impression with your product or service. Like you come out with this huge event experience, and in the middle, at the end, somewhere, you're talking about this new product or service that you have, or even if people know when they show up that that's what it's about, and you're showing all the ins and outs and how it works, and you're giving testimonials of how this product or service has worked for other people. It's a powerful first impression for people who do not know you and who may not know your brand, or even it up levels your brand clout to the current customers that you have, because they're like, oh, should have upped their game. It's a great way to really engage people. It really allows you to create a seamless branded experience. So an online event that's going to launch your product or service is also going to be branded the same way that you would brand any of your marketing materials, your emails, the graphics that go out. It just makes it seamless altogether. And when you do it, when you launch a product or service using an online event, you make your attendees a part of that launch experience. It's like they're part of the whole thing. When you hit, send, when you hit launch on, make it go live on that website, your attendees are a part of that. It makes them feel included, almost exclusive, to say, I was there when they launched X, Y, and Z. Oh, I got first dibs on X, Y, and Z. It's a really great way to make them feel a part of the brand and a little bit of exclusivity. So you're probably like, okay, girl, I hear you. I hear you. But what products or services can I launch? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what I can launch with an online event. Like, how does that work? How can I make that happen? So I'm going to talk to you about 5 products or services that you can launch with an online event. One is new products or upgrades. Now, y'all know Apple got 7-Eleven online events that they host throughout the year, okay? Like several. When you think about an upgrade to your current product, or you think about you coming out with a totally new product, it's great to do an email that says that. But what's even better is to be able to have an event around it. Consider that. Apple does these things quite often. For those of you who are Apple users, me, I have pretty much all things Apple. They do a live event, and they do them quite often. Look at the date on one of these. 2013 is how far back it can go, and it probably goes back further than that. Now Apple has made their events part of Apple TV app, so you can go back and look at all of the special events that they've done whenever they launch something. So they make it an amazing experience for the people who support them, and it gets you hyped. So think about what just happened. So iPhone 14 came out. Prior to that, it was iOS 16. Now the new iPad came out. They did a whole event around this experience. So think about if you have a new product that you're wanting to launch and you want to get a lot of eyes on it at one time in one place at the same time, or if you're upgrading a current product or service. Someone that I know that's a coach, she was adding to her program. She was adding a different leg to her coaching program. She did a whole online event. It was about 4 hours. And she talked about what that upgrade was. She had people that had beta tested it, who had experienced it. They came on as panelists. They were able to talk about their experience with it. She was able to walk people through what it looked like on the inside, what were the perks and all of those things. It is a great way for you to really give people the tea about your new product or your upgrade. Online courses, those are a big thing now. They are a huge thing. I mean, your girl is going to that space as well. It is a great way for you to introduce your course during an online event. You can talk about what the course is going to be like. You can share inside of it, give people sneak peeks, peeks at modules of it. If you beta tested this course, you could have people on that are talking about how they made the transformation by taking your online course. So many things that you can do with this. And again, I want y'all to not think so big-minded when we talk about online events. Think about small scale in between webinars and huge events. You want to just create an experience for people so they get to know what it is that you are launching and how they can be a part of that as well. Another one is coaching programs. I just mentioned that someone launched a leg of their coaching program, but what if you're coming out with a coaching program and you want to talk about all the work that it has taken to get to this point? You want to talk about how the brand grew, the people that have come before your program before, relaunching it, different things. It's a great way for you to share on another aspect of your business with people using something as simple as an online event. Masterminds and intensive. I've seen so many of these pop up lately where they've created a whole event. And at the end of the event, they launch their program. They launched an intensive that they were doing. They launched a mastermind that they were going to be doing over the next 4 to 8 weeks. It's a great way to engage people. They get a taste of what it's like to interact with you in that setting during your online event. Now, of course, if you're bringing on more people, if you're bringing on panelists and people to, talk about their experience, then it's all great. They still get to see a little bit of what you offer. Another idea is if you have people that contribute to, say, your coaching program, your mastermind, or your intensive, say they're adding a product into it, you get a Q&A with them or something. It's great to have those people be a part of your online event because they can talk about what it is that they do and how they enhance the product or service that they are included in with you. Book launches or tours, these are perfect ways to launch or to tell people about your new book. It's by launching something online. I have done a few online book tours and they have been amazing. It gives people first dibs at your book, especially if they're like me that don't want to go outside. It's a perfect way for them to get hands on your book first. You can offer to do readings. I've had book launches where people have recreated the characters. Like the sky's the limit when we talk about online events and things that you can do. You could do a small kind of intimate type online event that's going to launch this tour you're going to go on, and you're going to talk about all the cities you're going to go to launch your new book. I mean, it's just so many different ways, so many different things you can do in this space. And who doesn't love to read? I love to have a book in my hand as opposed to sometimes listening to books, but I do both. I do both. So let's talk about how we prepare for a live launch, because you definitely have to do that. So if I've sold you on the 5 products or services that you could possibly do an online event with, now let me help you prepare for a live launch. Okay. So if you're following along in your workbook, and if you're in my group, if you're in my book, if you're in my group, I dropped a link for the workbook in there a couple of hours ago, or like maybe an hour or so ago. Otherwise, you should have gotten an email with the workbook attached. So first, we're going to set a launch date for your product. I want you to think about pre-launch, pre-sales, those things. We hear that quite often, don't we? So you want to set a date for your product, and then you set a date for your online event. Now, for me, a general rule is at least 2 weeks prior. But you want to make sure that the product will be ready, by the time you've promised. So you can actually do a pre-launch event and say, hey, this product comes out on X, Y, and Z day, and have special pricing for people who attend the event. They get first dibs at it. They get all these bonuses and extras and all of those things. You could do something like that. If you do it that way, you want to make sure your product's going to be ready by that time. I would have mock-ups, prototypes. I would have videos, B-roll, kind of behind the scenes, showing us using the product or service, showing other people using the product or service, and all of those things. So first, I want you to get a launch date in mind. So for the purposes of this training, say your launch on Black Friday. So that's the date that you have in mind that you want to launch your product. You can set your event date 2 weeks prior if you want to do a pre-launch, or you can set your event, say, a week prior or on that day. If you feel like people will show up for your event on Black Friday, why not launch it on that day? Then you want to create a marketing strategy. This is key. And the online event is going to help you in this space. Why? Because some of the things that you have to do in this part, some of the things that it's going to take to get it visible, your online event is going to help you with as well. So think about all the ways or all the things that you'll be using to get your event out there. Social media, appearing on blogs, other people's podcasts. Think about all the ways that you could get your event out there, your product out there. Email marketing, lives. I love doing lives. I love doing those when I'm doing an event, is to bring my speakers and panelists in. But you definitely want to think about what your strategy is, how you want to get the word out about, number one, your product, and number two, that you're doing an event that's going to launch this product. And then decide where you will host your launch. Now, where will you do it? Will you do it on your own website? Will you use an online event platform like Buzzit or Hopin or something like that? Will you do it to YouTube Live or Vimeo? There's so many options when it comes to that. You could either decide that you want to stream your event on Facebook, to your Facebook group or to your Facebook page. But decide where you want this to be viewed by people so that you'll know where to send people. You want to have a place to send people to see your event. So decide where you want to host it. And then start promoting. We've already talked about the marketing strategies in another step. So now we're going to implement those strategies. We want to make sure that everything is ready. Our graphics are ready, that we have our copy ready, swipe files are ready, everything's working, sales pages, all of those things. And you want to build the hype around this launch, and you want to share, promote, promote, promote. Giving people sneak peeks of what they're going to get at the event, giving them tips and clues and just different things that may occur, at your event. You can say, hey, we're giving away a prize for this. We're going to offer this, special discounts, all of those different things. You want to make sure that you're sharing as you are talking about this launch that you're going to do with an online event. Now, let's talk about some benefits of launching with an online event. Number one, it's cost effective. Sometimes, and that just depends on how large scale you go and what platforms and things you use, but an online event actually can cost less than traditional forms of marketing, say like ads and, when you pay per clicks and stuff like that. Sometimes online event, the cost is very minimal, depending on what platform and what all assets you may have. It could really save you a lot of money. Think about being able to launch to the entire world at one time. Because depending on whether your event is free or paid, anyone can see it at any time, anywhere in the world. Think about if you had to take marketing money to create ads that appeared for people in other countries, what that would possibly cost you to do that. Online events eliminate barriers. If you did a live event, think about Apple. There are people that are in the audience, but heck, all of us can, book a flight and go to where these live events are done. It really eliminates that barrier of distance, and it puts everybody right there, center stage, to be able to see what you are showcasing. You don't have to worry about fighting with algorithms because you control it, unless you decide to do it on a social media platform where there could be that possibility. But beyond that, you get to control who sees it, who doesn't see it. And you actually can reach a lot more people for a lot less. It's just a least expensive way when you think about ads and all of those other, ways that you spend money to get your event out there. And I'm not saying not to use those if that's what you've seen that has worked for you before. But I'm also saying that if you want to look at a Okay, y'all, I'm back. I'm in Texas. We have power surges and it just goes everywhere. So I apologize for that. I'm back. So let's get back into it. This is crazy, y'all. It's crazy. So wait, let's get on back into what we got going on. Um, so we were talking about benefits, and I was actually getting into um our next benefit. Let me pull my screen back up. Okay, there we go. Y'all should be able to see that now. And so the next benefit I want to talk about is that it gives you a further reach. So again, we talked about in the last slide how you can reach a lot of people at the same time. But it gives you a whole different trajectory when you think about, well, I live here, but it could be, my event can be viewed there, and people there will see it who can talk about it and can share and all these different things. When you look at an online event, and you use it to launch your product or service, you actually get a larger market of people that's at one time. Think about how many people you can have in this online event at one time. Depending on the platform, you can have thousands. It just gives you a better reach when you're able to do it all at once at one time. You get to repurpose this content. When I say this is king, y'all, being able to use this content over and over and over is the best thing ever. It is so cool. I absolutely love it. That's one of the main benefits alone of online events. But think about if you do a pre-launch. So think about if you do your online event actually before you launch your actual product. You can take snippets and shares from that particular online event and use it in the actual marketing when the product launches, if you do a pre-launch. But also think about if you launch your product and you have a set amount of time. So say you do a launch for 14 days. You do your event, 14 days, you run this whole marketing strategy on your event, on your product or service. Well, then after that, you may wait and say you launch again next month. You can take the information, the videos, the clips, however you want to do it, put those together or take certain pieces of it and share it as you're talking about this product or service again. So you've created this event one time and now you're able to use it over and over and over again. It's going to be great content for you to be able to use no matter how many times that you decide that you want to relaunch this particular product or service that you have. Online events, launching your product or service helps you build brand credibility. I saw this quote somewhere and it didn't have someone's name about it, but this was so true that events are experiences, and those experiences will draw people in. Those people become your attendees, then they become your subscribers, then they can become your customers, and then they become your brand ambassadors. They are going to share what you have created, what they have experienced at your online event. It just helps you be more visible. And not only that, you're opening up a very intimate side of your business. You're sharing with people what your business entails. You're sharing with them what it takes to make this product work. Because when I tell you, you can really go behind the scenes and really show some really intimate things about your business and your product and service. It makes you more human. It makes people really recognize and realize this is a real business. They really care. Or, oh, it takes a lot to make this happen. It just really helps people see you, see the human side of your business and of what you do. It's a lead generation driver. Oh my gosh, when we talk about leads, an online event can get you so many leads just off GP. People merely signing up starts the lead generation process. But as you do things, your content, your email marketing, your shares, all of that, you draw more people in. When you run contests, when you attach prizes to things, that's more lead generation for you. Some people who have launched their products with events, have done things using King Sumo, where you have to do shares and you have to go here and you have to click there and you have to like and tweet, all of these different things. It really helps you generate leads that you can pitch to in the future. It just depends on how you have your event set up, but also how you have your business strategy set up for when these leads come in. It is totally a game changer. Any event that you do, you can walk away with hundreds, if not thousands, of leads of people that you can actually pitch to, make part of your customer base. Again, remember, it starts with events that leads to experiences that eventually leads to people being subscribers or customers that become brand ambassadors. It's that simple. So let's talk about the 6 tips for hosting your online launch. So you want to create a memorable environment. Hey, I like to have fun. I like to knock it out the park. I want when you come to an LM Experience event, you don't know what you're going to get. All you know is you're going to walk away with it being fun, it being exciting, and that she has done something different. And so that really starts with the online platform that you use. So you have to use something that's going to allow you to create a memorable environment. You want to incorporate surprises and games and different things, like stuff that people won't even know about. You want to do stuff like that. This goes beyond just your branding, because a lot of times when we think about creating a memorable environment, we think about, oh, my colors, my branding, my logo. No, it goes beyond that. It's the details. The mere fact that you have offered, say, your VIP people Grubhub lunches, a Grubhub dinner. The mere fact that you have given people bingo cards or Pekino cards to play during the event. There's a prize wheel, there's trivia, different things add value to what you are creating when you think about an online lunch. So you want to make it very memorable. Like, who wants to go to something that is the same as it's always been? Like, it's most of us are zoomed out, meeting out. So you want to create something very, very like unforgettable. Um, every detail. I can't say that enough. You want, just think about what you want your guests to feel like during this live product launch. What do you want them to walk away with? How do you want to make them feel? Okay, just think about the experience that you want them to have. Make your event interactive. Let's use some gamifications. Let's do some polls. Let's do some surveys. Let's do some word clouds. Let's do prize wheels. Let's do a spin the wheel thing. Let's drop some questions in the chat. Let's have some people engaging with us. Virtual photo booths are another great way that you can interact with people. You want to create incentives for people interacting during your event. I don't want to come to your event and you're like, oh, well, here's a trivia question. Well, what's attached to it? Why am I answering this question? What am I getting out of answering this question? You definitely want to attach any incentives to any of these things that you do. Again, it's all about making it fun. And now with modern technology, we can do a lot of those things that we did in person. Some people like live tweet, drop questions. Like, it's all kind of things that you can do that can really like add to the experience for your guests during this online launch. You want to build genuine relationships. You definitely want to make sure that the people who are attending feel welcomed and they know that you really care. Again, that's what those behind the scenes footage comes. Even talking about the backstory of why this product or service is so special and what makes it work. Host QMAs or Q&As or AMA sessions. Those could be one-on-ones with you. It could be one-on-ones with guests that you've invited. It just adds value. I know when I'm in the room, in a virtual room, wherever, and I am talking to the founder, the creator, someone of an app, a platform, I'm excited. the first time that I was in a room with John, who is the co-founder of Buzzit, one of my favorite platforms, I was amazed. Like, he took time to talk to me about his platform. Think about those things that really help build relationships. You can do things as incentives for purchasing. You can host like tutorials and workshops that kind of like dive deep, that go right into it. Just recently, I was on an online event for Circle. Circle has this community, it's a community based, sort of like Mighty Networks and things like that. They did an online event that launched their courses feature inside of the platform. So they were already up and running, but now they were adding in courses, and they did a whole event about it. And one of the things that incentivized us to go ahead and join Circle was all these bonuses we got. We got tons of bonuses that were amazing, and it was worth it in order to upgrade it for those who are already Circle members, but also for us who are new to come in to get it. So you can offer things like that. And one of the things they did was they did a whole session on onboarding. They have office hours, they have different things like that. So you can offer incentives to really help build relationships with the people that you want to do business with. Again, you want to foster deep connections, because again, it starts with an event and it ends with that person being a brand ambassador for you. You want to use a mixture of media. Now, I'm not a huge fan of pre-recorded, but I will tell you that pre-recorded, as it relates to, say, commercials, behind the scenes, different things that you want people to see about your business, are a great way to incorporate the mixed media in there. So I have produced events where the client has added in a little bit of both. Consider commercial spots, testimonials, even funny segments, those behind the scenes where something didn't go right. You want to include those things in there. You want that content, y'all, to be dynamic. You want it to be engaging. You want it to capture their attention. A lot of times we don't show the ugly side of entrepreneurship or of our business. We show all the cute little pretty fluffy things. Well, it really shows your human side when you can show those really spontaneous, like on the spot moments that occur in that. You really want to incorporate compelling visuals and interactive elements that really make your attendees feel like they were there and that they're involved. They're a part of that process. You definitely want to make them feel included. And you want to scale your event with social media. Now, we know the algorithm ain't our friend. We know, we get it. But it really is a powerful way to be able to scale your event before, during, and after. You want to definitely be using it before. You want to use, social media during and after. You want to show people what they missed. This is what happened when you didn't come. This is what you missed out on. I say, come up with branded hashtags that help kind of like get it out there, incentives and prizes that inspire people to attend, to share. A few things that I do is if I incorporate a virtual photo booth, when people share their photo booth, picture on Instagram or whatever and tag us and use a certain hashtag, we pull from that winner to get something. Do not be afraid to be creative. Go outside the box, because again, think about all the people who are creating online events, but also think about all the people who are launching products and services. You want to make yours stand out. You want to be different. You definitely want to do that. So take two great things, online events and launching a new product and service, and merge them together so that you really create an experience for the people who are showing up. You also want to be intentional with your planning. And I can't say this one enough. It is nothing worse than to have an event and not have any purpose behind it, to not have any intentions? What are your goals? What are your plans? You want to map out every aspect of your launch, not just the event portion of it, but also the product portion of it. What are you looking to do? What are your goals? How do you want to, how will you meet them? Consider SMART goals. That's always something you can go back to. You want to think about your audience and the experience that you really want them to have when they come and once they leave the event. You have to think about all phases of this, that is before, during, and after, for it to be a seamless experience. Before, you want to start engaging people, letting them know what the event is going to be about, get them hyped. You want them to be just as excited as you are about this event. During, you want to continue to hype it, live tweet, have someone live tweeting for you, do shares on Instagram. A lot of times I'll do story shares. I'll, be recorded with my phone, people who are talking or different things like that. You want to incorporate that, make people who are not there wonder, what the heck are they doing over there? I should have, been there. But also talk about it afterwards. You can do that with your email marketing to the people who attended, even to the people who signed up but didn't come. You can also market to them as well. You definitely want to be super intentional in this area. You want to make sure that it's well thought out and it doesn't look thrown together. It looks like it's something that you have put time, effort, blood, sweat, tears into. So let's recap. I know that was a lot, y'all, wasn't it? It was a lot, but I hope that you got it. I hope the workbook helped you. But let's recap real quick. So, an online event launches, they are opportunities to really make a powerful first impression. Um, you are able to create a memorable experience with this whole thing. You can discuss what your products and services do, how they benefit, how they transform, and how people can obtain them. We talked about how to prepare your online launch. What do you need to do to prepare for this online event launch? We talked about the benefits of using an online event to launch, and we also talked about some tips for success, some things that will work to make this online launch successful on both sides, for the event as well as for the product or service. So, if you still like, girl, I ain't there. I'm not quite there yet. If this is you, then I have this for you. It is a freebie that I've created, which is a launch checklist. And that launch checklist is going to just help you check off some things as you're thinking about it. Confirming the product date on those things is going to help you figure out what you need to do. And it's just something small to help you, because you may have gotten what you needed from what we talked about. But just in case you didn't, I definitely want you to get this checklist and use it. Use it. It's going to be helpful to you. You definitely want to have something that's going to help you walk through what you need to be doing. Because the last thing, again, I said, you don't want to not be intentional about what you're doing. You want to make sure that there's intentionality in it so that you can meet the markers and the goals that you have set and the things that you want to achieve and obtain during this online event product launch. Okay? So, go and download that. I dropped it in the group, and I am also dropping the link on YouTube for people to take a look at that as well. Now, just in case that's not enough for you, I got something else for you as well. So your girl been in a lab, she's been working, and I have created an online event launch toolkit that has some really cool things in it, that has some really amazing products in it to help you. I am excited to actually have this product. I honestly didn't even think that I was going to create it, but I actually did. And I was like, this, you know, I want to get the people a little bit more, just in case this isn't enough for them, just in case they need something else. And so this toolkit is going to go beyond just the checklist that you have here. It's really going to help you um, launch with success. It's going to help you really make sure that you have, as they say, dotted every I and crossed every T. Okay? Now, this product, and I'm gonna show y'all a little bit, a few of the screenshots inside of this toolkit. So, um, there's an online event launch marketing campaign template. And this is where you can add activities that need to be done, set priorities for them. You can even type a description, who's responsible, start, end date, and status. Like you can share this with your team or with someone that you have working with you when you think about all the things that you have to do to get this event off the ground and ready to go as it relates to your product launch. You can put anything in there that you need. All of this is customizable. I have it set to my brand colors, but you, of course, can set it to your brand colors or however you want to do it. You're able to do that with it. It also has a social media marketing plan. So these are just posting times I put in there. All of this can be changed. If you're going to post more than that, that's fine. This is great if you have, say, like a VA or someone that's actually doing your social media marketing for you. This marketing plan actually shows you or helps you kind of plan that out of what you want to have as a part of this. When you want to post, what time, what you want to say. All of those things are going to be helpful to you as you plan this online event. Here's a bigger checklist. And this is just part of it that you see. But this one actually starts 12 weeks out. And it really goes into a lot of detail on what's included in it. And I'm going to show you the actual product in just a few minutes. I'll be able to scroll and show you what it all looks like. And then there's an email marketing calendar. So email, you own your list. That is the main thing you should be using. So you can set schedule dates and titles and subject lines. And this is also if you have, say, a VA or someone that's working with you to get the event together. If you have someone else that's doing that, you can just go in and put in what you want them to do, or they can put it in so that you can see what's being done. And it's going to be a great way for you to keep up with it. I threw in some event promotion templates. So there's one like for your event day, and one you can use for your speakers if you're going to have speakers. You have workshop titles, and you can also have one for your attendees. I love seeing those. I love when people create the attendee flyer where they can just add their picture in it to say that they will be attending my event. So those will be in there for you as well. Now, I am launching this for $27 tonight. Now, if when you go to that link, it asks you for a code, the code is launch, but it should actually automatically take it off, but I'm not sure. It should. I was when I tested it, it was fine. But now I'm gonna show you a little bit inside of it. Y'all want to see a little sneak peek inside of what it is? Because that was just, those were just some screenshots of what it is. But I definitely want to show you just a little bit inside of it so you can see what you're getting in the actual product. So let me pull it up. Y'all, when I say I didn't even think I was going to do that, but I did. But I did. I make sure that I had something for y'all because again, this is a new space for a lot of y'all, and I definitely want it to not be so hard. So let's go inside of the online launch. So this is the planning checklist that was created. And again, all of this is customizable. It is done in, it's going to be in a Google folder. It's done in Google Docs and Sheets. So it's easy for you to customize to your branding colors if you want. But there are some tasks that I have set in here, but you are more than welcome to not use those tasks, add in your own task. You could actually, insert a row, delete a row. You can do whatever you want to it. But these are just some things that you can do. And I kind of give you a sneak peek into my process and how I plan out events and launches for clients that I do this for. And so it's different things you can do at different weeks. And some of them could be repetitive because these are some things that you would do more than once. But this is a sneak peek inside of the online launch checklist, which is more intense than the free one that I gave you. So this is a sneak peek inside of the social media marketing plan. Inside of this is where you will, put whatever times you want, the title you want for that post, the caption, if you want to link images, if you want to add the link in and do your click engagements, that's cool. If you have someone else that does your social media marketing for you, this is a great way for them to be able to just grab that information so you can look, so you can pull this up and say, oh, here's the link for, it got so many clicks, or this was the engagement on this particular post. So maybe we need to do more of that post. Maybe we need to up the ante on that one. Maybe that is a better one, a better post to do. Let's recreate that one. Here's a look inside of the online event launch marketing campaign template. Again, all of this is customizable. You can change whatever you want to, but it just lists a few things. So I have it divided into planning, the content development, website promotion, email marketing campaign, your social media campaign, and even your after event campaign. And I just have a few things listed here. You're more than welcome to change those. Those may not be pertinent for your particular business or your particular launch, but there are just a few things that I have listed here, like creating your branding kit. You can set what priority you want it to be. That could be medium. You can type out what you want. You can assign it to Jeff. What date they started on, when they stopped, and then the status of it. Just all kind of things that you'll be able to do with this particular product. You can, like I said, you can customize it however you want, however you see fit, you'll be able to do that. And so then here's your email marketing calendar. Here is where you can kind of set the tone for what you want to go across. So for instance, if you have someone that is doing your email marketing, setting it up, you can put in some information here. So you can say what date you want it to go out, what the title you want, the subject line, what you want to be included in that email, or they could be giving you this information if they are creating it for you. And then they can also put the link and what was the open rates for that particular email, how many people actually click on the links in it. They can be able to tell you all of that so that you'll know what those things are. And of course, you got to see what the templates look like that are included in the launch kit. And so I'm excited about it. I actually love the kit. It was something that I was super excited to create. But again, you definitely want to um, think about how an online launching with an online event really what it can do for your brand, how it definitely can be a great thing to help you out with. So those are the two products. The launch toolkit is $27. It'll probably be going up in a couple of days. So, grab it while you can. If you want to be a part of our Facebook group, which eventually will be moving off to Circle, you can join here. It's called the Event Collective. Even if you search for it, it's called the Event Collective. And we do trainings in there, starting more so to pop in and do little pop-up trainings. That group is actually going to be moving to Circle very soon. And so I'm excited about that as well. You can follow me on all social media at Lakeisha M. Mosley. I hope y'all have enjoyed this training. If y'all have any questions, be sure, if you're in the Facebook group, to drop them there. I will definitely respond to any questions that you have there. If you are watching the training on YouTube and you have questions, just feel free to share those with me. I will definitely respond to them. You can reach out to me on any of my social media platforms. I am DM friendly. I do respond to my DMs and my messages and even my emails or any of that. And so I appreciate you all showing up. The next masterclass, let's see, it is scheduled for next month. And what are we going to talk about next month? Oh, we're going to talk about online event engagement strategies. And so the next class will be November the 15th. Be sure to look out for information on that one. And we're going to talk about ways that you can really have some fun and some engaging ways during your event. So again, drop me a line. Let me know how you like this class, what you thought about it, and even some other topics or questions that you may have about online events that I could possibly help you with. So thanks again for joining, and y'all have a good night.